Welcome to Convicted Hearts. I am your host, Jen, and I am back with a channel favorite, one of my favorite people in the world, that's for sure. Welcome, Monica. It's good to see you again.
Thank you for having me.
I am so glad to have you. Monica has been on the channel before a few times, and we've built a friendship behind the scenes and stayed in touch here and there. And I am just like so glad to see you. And I know you're back to share some updates on your life, and some people might be like taken aback a little bit, but
hmm
your heart is so pure and so good that I really feel like your message needs to be heard. So I thank you for coming back to share.
Of course, I'm down for it, Jen.
All right, I know you are. I know you are. So let's just start off with the last time you were here with your spouse who had recently got out of prison, and I think he was down for like 10 years, right?
For 12 years, yeah.
12 years, excuse me. Yeah,
hmm
12 years. And that was like fresh. That had just happened. He was just newly home when we last spoke.
Yeah.
And I hear things have changed drastically from the last time we talked. Catch me up on what's going on, girl.
Yeah. So we ended up breaking up. It didn't work out.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
what you went through. But I don't think a lot of people know, and even me, what it's like for a woman to truly go through that waiting period, and then for your man to get out, and what takes place. Like, what do you feel? What do you feel happened? Do you feel like it just was like a whole new world when he got out? Something that he couldn't. I don't know. I don't really know where to start. But what do you feel went wrong?
So when he was down, I had a lot of people telling me that he's gonna want to get out. He's gonna want to enjoy the world. He's gonna want to take a piece of it. And I would tell them, no, like, you don't know him, you're wrong.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Like, he would never do that. All he talks about is us and our future and how much he loves me and how much, like how much he's so about me.
Hmm.
Sorry, that was my son. I think he's on the game. Sorry about that.
My kids are too. I get it.
But like how he was like all about me, and
Mhm.
so basically, like, he wasn't being genuine, you
Okay.
know? And I understand, because of course he wanted to keep me around. Like, he didn't
Mhm.
want me going anywhere. And I believe at some point, like, it was real. Like, he did want to keep me around. He wanted me there because he loved everything that I was for him,
Right.
because I was safe.
Yeah.
But when he did get out, he did great for about a year. He worked very hard. He made really good money.
Mhm.
We were doing great. But things just went south because he wanted to go out and he wanted to party and he wanted to do his
Mm.
thing. And like, I understood a little bit, but that's not what I wanted for my life. Like, I didn't want to be with a man that wanted to be kicking it and
Mhm.
partying all the time. So I told him, like, how we should just go our separate ways. Like,
Right.
you go do your thing and go fill yourself up with all that
Whatever
world
it is.
that you
Yeah.
need. And
Mhm.
I'm gonna, try to find somebody that's more about me and that wants to do what I want to do.
Mhm. One thing that I can let people know and say that when you and I have spoke, like in previous interviews and offline, you always said like, I, was there and held him down and did this time with him, but I would never do that to myself again. And I know that was something you were very firm on, and that's why you went so hard to make the home like a peaceful place to come home to, and you really poured into making sure like he had the things he needed for work, and you
hmm
really set that up and poured your heart into it. So I feel like this is maybe a cautionary tale even for some women, because not saying that every relationship, or really yours was a marriage and you were married before incarceration, so it can happen to anybody is what I'm saying. Yeah. Do you think that just going out started to open up like a something for him that he like couldn't resist experiencing new things, or what do you think it was?
Um, I think because he was locked up for so long, like
Mhm.
he wanted that so bad, like that's what he desired. I don't really know like what's gonna happen with him. I hope, I wish him the best,
Mhm.
but um I don't really know what kind of decisions he's making. I don't know what he's doing. I just know that he
Mhm.
didn't make a decision to stay with me and do things
Yeah.
the way, like in a correct way. So if he's doing whatever he's doing,
Mhm.
I don't know, but I know that it's not, like it's not like in the way that we wanted things to go as a family,
Right. It's not
so
the way you guys had planned and
mhm.
discussed. Yeah, for sure. Um, that's got to be hard. I mean, I know it's probably been some time has gone by. I'm not sure how long ago that took place with you guys.
Yeah, so it was like August of last year. So it's
Okay.
been some time. Thank God, because I needed it.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. I can only imagine like how that feels. And do you think it makes a big impact, like who your spouse maybe has around them in their life?
Definitely. Definitely. If he has like, you know, people around him that are no good,
Hmm.
then or that do things that are not, you know, morally correct,
Right.
of course they're gonna try to follow along and do all that.
Mhm.
With him, like I don't really want to speak on it because I don't want to feel like I'm hating or something, because
I respect that.
you
Yeah.
do you, like I'm happy
Yeah.
for you. Um and but the thing is, it's above everything, it's his choice, it's the
Mhm.
man's choice. And he didn't choose to do things the family way. He chose to do things selfishly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it did it him being around who he was around was an impact on him, I believe.
Mhm.
um because on a personal level, I didn't see him as a leader.
Mhm.
He didn't take that role
Mhm.
in my eyes.
Yeah.
So it just it went that way. But like I said, at the end of the day, it's his choice. um I wouldn't be able to tell him, oh no, don't hang out with this person, oh don't do this. I would just be like, well, if
Mhm.
that's what you want to do, like you can go ahead and do that. But if it goes any way that is not correct, I'm not going to stand there and be okay with it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Especially like if he was to go back to prison, I'm not going to be a part of that.
Right. I know that was a huge concern for you, and you mentioned like wanting him to do well and building him up so much. So that would be, something like you would feel was like dangling over your head almost like, let's get through this and not have you go back to prison. Like you just got home. That's
Yeah.
concerning. I have some people that I'm in contact with that aren't incarcerated, and they have mentioned that they they wish that there was programs and things that would teach them how to be a husband and reunite with their family. Was there ever any programs that you know of that he did, or was that offered in any way?
No, 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 no. There was no programs like that. They just basically, threw him out the door and was like, good luck. I was the one that was basically, showing him how to do everything out here.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like he felt some type of way about it. Like
Mm-hmm.
he felt like, oh, like I was like more masculine or acting more masculine. And I'm like, if you feel that way, then that means you don't really like love me or feel like that connection with me, because I would never be try to be masculine or anything like that. I'm like, but if you feel like you're not masculine enough or there's something lacking, then between you and yourself, because I'm not doing anything but helping you.
Right.
But he would feel some type of way about it. Like he's
Mm.
like you like I knew everything, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to help you here,
Yeah. So it was
and I
almost.
wasn't rude about it or
Mhm.
anything. Like I'm very, very sweet, very kind, very humble,
Mhm.
but he wasn't for a while after we were fighting a lot. So
Right. Right.
mhm.
So it sounds like there was almost kind of like a power play between.
Yeah, like he felt that way, and I'm like, there's no way. The
Mhm.
only thing that I didn't want was the only concern that I had was him trying to go out and like and kick it like if he's 20 years old.
Right.
I That's not what if I wanted a 20-year-old, I can get me a 20-year-old. That's
Yes.
not what I want. I want a
Right.
grown man.
Right. Right. Exactly. That makes sense to me. And I'm sure it does to a lot of other women out there and men. There's men, that are waiting for their women, who are down right now too. So, um,
I feel like
gosh, what?
it was real at some point,
Mhm.
but this world, the experience in this world was more important to him.
Mm,
And it was real. He never talked to any other females. He never disrespected me. He was
right.
always on me, about me. Everything was only me. He has my name blasted on his neck. Like he has all of these tattoos
Mhm.
of me, and he was all about me. But then he gets out, and it's like it's a different story.
Mhm.
Like his mind went somewhere else. His
Yeah.
desires went somewhere else, and that's
Right.
okay. But I just feel like women should know, like, I'm not telling you not to be with him or not fuck with him. I don't know if
Mhm.
I'm allowed to say that word,
Yeah, yeah. Say what you
but
feel.
just make sure that you're doing for you. Like if you want to go out. Like don't let him stop you from living your life, because at the end of the
Mm,
day, when he comes home, he has a choice, and sometimes it might not always be you. Some girls, yes, and I've seen it before.
mhm.
Like I have a friend and everything turned out great for her. I'm happy
Right.
for her, but a lot of girls it doesn't, and it
Yeah.
has to be one real special guy to not desire like the
That.
world and just desire
Yeah.
to be with you.
Right.
And
I
not
have.
all guys are like that. Like I'm telling you, I thought I did. I thought that was me. I'm the one with the special guy. No, I was wrong.
Yeah.
So
I felt that way with, speaking with you guys as well. So that just, I mean, it definitely seemed like you guys had it set and ready for success. But the thing is, like you mentioned, you can't make a grown man's decisions for him.
mm-mm.
As much as you tried to set him up for success, and the family was, I know the lengths you went to because we spoke behind the scenes, I know how hard you fought to make things good and easy to step into. So I think it's so humble of you to just say, like, hey, this happened to me. It's a possibility it could happen to someone else too, but I'm not here to bash anyone. So,
No, yeah,
yeah,
like I'm not telling them to leave him or just be careful.
this is
You
just
know?
your experience. Yeah.
Yeah,
This
just
is
be
your,
careful, and go continue to see them, continue to show them love, but just
mhm,
don't let them stop you from being who you are, doing whatever you want to do, you know?
right.
Because I feel
Well,
like he held me back from doing whatever I wanted to do when he was down for 12 years. I missed out on all my 20s, you
wow.
know?
That's what I was going to say. So when you say when you're referring to don't let them hold you back, you mean while they're incarcerated and you're in the real world living your life, you should be able to experience everyday things without being guilt tripped, right?
Yeah, exactly. Without being guilt tripped about you not being able to answer the phone, without being guilt tripped about taking too long at the store and not coming home so that you guys can talk. Like, no, let him, he doesn't have to call you every day. Like, live your life. Don't live your life on that phone, because
Mhm.
that was like, I used to get anxiety attacks when
Yeah.
my phone would ring. Sometimes I even still do because I would.
Mhm. Yeah, it's like PTSD probably
Yeah.
for them.
I'm telling you, because I was like on the phone, hello, hello. Like,
Yeah.
just live your life and be happy. Because at the end of the day, even if it was with a guy out here,
Mhm.
relationships, they're not always going to be what you hoped for, and don't, just don't waste your time.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that, I mean, without getting too personal because they're, teenagers, but you have 2 boys that had to experience, these emotions with you. How are they doing?
They're doing good. I mean, they're not very happy, with him or whatever, but
Mhm.
I feel like they took it better than I did. A
Okay.
lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very protective of their mommy, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, they are.
Yes, that's good. I'm glad you have the boys there. Um, is there anything like you saw other than the fact that he was going out and stuff coming that you could have said like you felt like maybe there were signs that something was going to maybe go wrong looking back, like in hindsight?
So not really, like, so basically what it was that he just wanted, like, he was trying to go out, right? And he was like fighting me about it. And so I'd be like, okay, um, go ahead, so I would let him, but then when it became a little bit more constant, like, I was afraid that he was going to cheat on me. I was like,
Yeah.
this fool one day he's going to run it, he's going to be really drunk, he's going to run into somebody, and
Mhm.
he's going to cheat on me. So I told him that if he wanted to continue to live this kind of lifestyle, then we would have to break up, and he
Mhm.
would have to, find his own way, because I'm not going to sit here and wait for him to cheat on me. Like, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And so he did. And he did whatever he wanted, and then he tried to hit me up again to come back home, and he's like,
Mhm.
I'm ready to come home. No.
Yeah. Not that easy, buddy.
No. And then I
Wow.
told him, I'm like, maybe you can, maybe I'll give you a chance if you get yourself together, like, go live
Mhm.
with your sister, get a real job, get a good job, and then, go to
Mhm.
counseling, do what you got to do. No, he wanted to just, no, come see me. Like, I really want to see you. Like, I miss you, crying to me. No, I'm not. Like, I'm done. I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, you got to fix yourself, because to me, what's going to happen is you're going to come back here. You're going to want
Mhm.
to do whatever you want to do with me. And then you're going to go do the same thing whenever you feel like it's hard,
Yeah.
because the real world is hard.
You're
It
right.
is hard, and you have to work,
Mhm.
and that was his issue. But we're not going to get into that. But go ahead, continue.
Okay. Got it. So I think I follow what you're saying. Like, uh, uh, let's say maybe things come easy in different areas of life, and people choose that sometimes instead of the real world,
Hmm.
where we have responsibilities and a job to show up to and family to take care of.
Hmm.
Yeah, and those things don't last. Those
No.
things don't last, and unfortunately, like you said, you gave 12 years of your life, waiting, and then I think that it's not not out of the realm of being realistic at all to expect someone to come home and be like, it's your turn. So what is Monica's life like? What are you up to? What is something that you would like to do in life? And is there something you've never done that you would just like to try, or somewhere you'd like to go?
So I want to, like, right now I'm trying to, so I'm going to school, right? So I'm already going to
Mhm.
school. I'm going to get I'm trying to obtain my BA right now in criminal justice, and then I kind of want to go to law school. I want to continue my education, like I told you a long time ago that I wanted to do. So
Yeah.
now I'm actually in,
Going forward, you have a lot more freedom to
yeah,
do
even when
things.
he was incarcerated. Yeah, you're right. It was like, it was consistent being there
Mhm.
and doing whatever he wanted. And as soon as I answer the phone, oh, what are you doing? Who's there? What's going on? You
Mhm.
know? And it's like, don't let me be somewhere where that he can hear a guy's voice, because Jesus
Mm,
Christ.
yeah.
But I'm glad that that's over. And but I'm not gonna lie to you, it's kind of hard too, because it's like, we used to talk every day, every single day. We would talk like all day, for years. And then to all of a sudden it's stopping. It's like,
Mm,
whoa, like, I don't have his voice right here all the time. So
right.
it's like, it wasn't all bad, but it's like, it's just weird not to, like be around it
Sure,
anymore.
sure. I can relate to that in some ways. Like, even if I, let's say, had a previous marriage that was toxic, it still was a time where that may have ended, but the codependency was still there, where I felt like off, not being able to connect with that person like we
Yeah.
used to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, for those people that don't know that will see this, Monica was very pivotal in actually getting her brother's sentence greatly reduced. And help me explain, was it a new law that you helped pass when?
No, so what happened was, in his case, it had went to appeals court and they denied it. And
Mhm.
so then they took it to Supreme Court. And Supreme Court they created a law to be able to charge him, because they didn't have a proper law to charge him with.
Mhm.
So they made a law, and then they named it after him so that
Right.
they could charge him with it. And so, but he
Wow.
ended up getting 55 years shaved off his sentence.
That's a huge amount of time. I mentioned that only because some people may remember that previous interview, and I just wanted to remind them how hard you went for your own brother, who was at one time a cellie with your
Yeah.
former husband or husband. Yeah.
Hmm.
How's things with your brother? Are you able to go see him, and how's he doing?
Oh, he's doing great. Yeah,
Good.
he's doing amazing. He was like the one that really helped me through this, like through
Mhm.
this transition of like him not being around anymore. Oh my God, my brother was like
I was
big
curious
help.
about that. How he, you know, felt and was able to be there for you.
Oh yeah, girl, he helped me
I
so
know.
much.
I don't even want to. Yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah, and then also like another one of his what was actually my ex-husband's best friend that was in there, that we used to talk for years as well. Like he's like a
Mhm.
brother to me too.
Right.
He also helped me through it. Like he would talk to me every day, and like, yeah, he was so
Really.
sweet. He's like, like he was just telling me like, this fool's tripping, like I can't believe this and this and that.
Mm.
And he would just be like, just help me every day, like,
Yeah.
make me feel good. And
Right. Right. Yeah, because it's got to feel at times like I know I wasn't tripping. I know the love was there. I know we talked about the same things. So to have someone like reassure your feelings and be like, no, I was around him. I know it was real. He felt that way. Like, it's good to have a connection to build you up,
yeah, like
when.
there's friends that he considers as brothers,
Mhm,
like that are real close to him.
mhm.
And even have given me money throughout his sentence, like every 3 months, for packages. They would pay for the packages and help me.
Wow.
And they are even like, like he's tripping, like we love you, we were happy that he was with you, like he's just not living right. And
Yeah.
so
Well, shout out to those guys. They're the real ones right now. Thank
and
you
then that
for.
also lets me know that even if I'm not there anymore, because I'm not going to help him anymore throughout his life. Like
Okay.
our bridge has burned. You know what I'm saying? He burned that bridge for us. But
Okay.
even though I'm not there, I know that his friends will be. And
Mhm.
I know that he has friends that think well, and that they're like, okay, like that have a good heart, and they know like what's
Mhm.
real, and they're morally right.
Right. Well, they
And so,
saw what you went through and how long you held it down and how real you were, you know?
mhm. And so I know like, as long as he has them on his corner, I know he'll be all right, whatever happens,
That's so sweet of you to
because they'll
even
always be there for
think
him.
that.
They'll
Mhm.
always be around, and they'll help him throughout whatever he goes through.
Right.
I'm not, but they will, you know.
That's awesome that you're a woman of faith. I mean, I know you believe in God and all that. So only somebody that carries that faith in their heart could wish someone well like that. So I think that's beautiful. You feel that way. Yeah.
Thank you, Jen.
I love you. I love you.
I
And
love
I
you
just
too.
want you to experience everything you deserve and want. And I am going to be right here cheering you on. So I say go for it. Go for your education. Go for your whatever you want to do. You and I are going to plan to do something soon. So
Yes, I'm so
you
excited.
guys might see us out somewhere together sometime
Yeah.
very soon.
I'm
Is
gonna be
there
in Cali.
right?
Hey.
Right. Watch out. Yeah, that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. More to
Yes.
come on that. But is there anything you would say, like if you were giving advice to another female, another man even that's waiting? I know you said like you're not telling people don't do it. You're just
Mhm.
saying what?
Um, I would just say, like, just live your life. Don't let nobody stop you. Even if he's not like that, even if he's out here and
Mhm.
he's not treating you right, or he's not making things, if he's not loving you correctly,
Mhm.
live your life. Don't let no one stop you if they're not loving you correctly. You can love them, but just love them from a distance.
Yeah.
If they're not good for you and they're not making you happy, then make yourself happy, because the thing is, you're gonna just waste your time. Like, I
Right.
feel like I wasted my years. I mean, uh, I'm not gonna say all wasted, because one positive thing I did get out of it is that because I was married to him and because I was
Mhm.
so devoted, I was also devoted to my children. I devoted myself to my children. I devoted myself to um, being at home with them when I got home from work, like just
Mhm.
working home and work and school. So I did definitely have my focus there, instead of, like, sometimes when you're single, you tend to, like, you know,
Yeah.
move
Go out, do
around,
this and
go
that.
out on dates, and they want. But for me, it was like the most important years of my son's lives. I was right there
Yeah.
because I was a devoted wife,
Yeah.
and so I would say that that's the positive that I got out of it.
Mhm.
But other than that, I feel like there was a lot of time wasted because I could have found someone else, that would have maybe given me the same thing or more
Right. Right.
or better.
I think, yeah, I think that's great that you can look at it and say, because you did, like, you were able to be a devoted mother, devoted wife. And even if the wife part didn't play out the way, you were hoping it would have, and we all thought it would have, you still did your part and played your part accordingly, you know? So you should be very proud of yourself because not everybody can say that, you know?
Hmm.
And your boys had you there, and you boys are old enough now that mommy can take some time to herself and go and treat yourself, and
Yes.
you never
So
know
it's
who's
like,
out
if
there.
he left me single, this is the best time.
Yes, yes, exactly. You're still young, beautiful, and there is somebody out there that will cherish you like the gem that you are. So
Thank you,
know
Jen.
that. Don't forget that, okay? I'm so glad that we met up and talked, and we got to, even under these circumstances, like I got to see your face and talk to you and let everyone know that, because people still ask about you. They're like, "Oh, how's Monica doing?" Like, you make such an impression on people. They can feel your heart, the light you carry,
Thank
So,
you.
I love you, girl. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we sign out?
No, I just think you're awesome and I really miss you and I can't wait to see you. I'm so
I think
excited.
you're awesome as well, and we are going to be seeing each other very soon. So,
Yes.
yeah, we're gonna. Oh, and we'll take pictures, video, and like, yeah, people will see.
Yes.
It's
I'm
going
so
to be a
excited.
lot of fun. So until the next time, of course, we'll always tap back in with our girl Monica. But until next time, I just want to say, you guys, no matter the situation, remember, whatever the circumstances may be, keep your heart convicted. And if that means keeping it convicted to being good to you, making sure that you're okay, do just that because you deserve it.